Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Over the last couple of years, if you follow this channel, I have made a ton of videos about building Raspberry Pis, building the ultimate cybersecurity lab project, the ultimate network security lab project, all of these different video tutorials that are there really just to help you learn technology and get into IT. From speaking to different people that have built all of those lab projects, there is one issue that so many people have brought it up and asked me about, and that is how do we get external access to all of this stuff that we've built at home. Now there is a few different ways you can do this. You can obviously use VPNs, there is other non-VPN solutions. I'm going to show you one that I've been using on my home lab for the last year and a half. Now, this is not a sponsored video, nobody has paid me to say this. This is just the platform that I use and it's completely free, and that is Twingate. So today we're going to go through the setup of Twingate. It is stupidly simple. I'm going to scrap my existing setup and then we can just do a walkthrough step by step of that process. The first thing you need to do is to get a Twingate account. Just go to twingate.com. You want to sign up. You can log in there with Google or GitHub or whatever you want. Once you've logged in, you will get this page. This is basically the first thing you'll see, and it is the Twingate onboarding page. To get Twingate up and going, you need to deploy the Twingate connector. That's going to be something that's going to run on your internal network. You can run it as a VM or a container or whatever. I previously ran this on a dedicated VM, but now since I've destroyed all that stuff, I'm going to build this again, and I'm going to build it on Proxmox. I'm going to run it on an LXC container. Now once you've logged into the Twingate onboarding portal, the first thing you're going to see is select a deployment method. Very simple, you can choose one of these. As I said, I'm going to choose Proxmox. And then if I move down, it's going to give me all the instructions that I need to get that deployed. As you can see here at the bottom, it's giving me the command that I need to run on Proxmox. Now this is running out and it's going to run a community script, and it's going to build that Twingate connector LXC container, which is so simple. All we have to do is copy that. We're going to come over here to Proxmox. I'm going to click up to PVE1. I'm going to open up the shell. All I'm going to do here now is I'm going to paste that command in. And that's going to reach out and pull down that container and pretty much just do all the hard work for us. Whenever you see this pop up, you can just go for the default install. Depending on your Proxmox setup, you're going to get a few different options of where you want to store the drive for this container. I'm going to move down and I'm going to select my data drive. So I'm going to do the same thing again, select that one. Those Proxmox helper scripts are an actual godsend. They're so helpful, they're so handy. It takes all of the hard work out of it. If you haven't seen my last video, go and check it out. I'll leave a link here. That is 11 different things that I do after I installed Proxmox. As you can see over here along the left hand side, you can see the Twingate container that's actually being built right now. So after you have watched the container build for a little while, as you can see, it's done an update. It does ask you this question: please enter your access token. That's where we need to go back to Twingate to create the access token. So let's do that. Come back over here to the onboarding screen, and if you zoom on down, you can see it's going to ask you to configure the connector. As you can see, generate tokens is a button here. So all you have to do is click on that, click on authenticate. Now we have authenticated, it should show you your access tokens here. You've got access token, you've got a refresh token, and the network name. All we have to do is copy that token. I'm going to come back over here into the shell box and I'm going to paste that in, hit enter your refresh tokens. Let's go back and grab that one. Let's copy that over here. I'm going to paste that in. Then the network name, mine is Gerard. Whenever you set your account up, it's going to take you through that process to create your own dedicated network name. So this is where you enter it, hit enter. That's going to go and continue the setup and finish the LXC container build. Okay, that is done. As you can see, it's finished everything here now, and I am back at the prompt, so I can just close out of this, leave that. So back here, as you can see, it says congratulations, you have deployed your connector. That means it has been built. It is now talking to Twingate and we are good to go. The next thing we need to do is to add our resources. This is where you are telling Twingate what things you want to connect to remotely. So looking at the screen here, it is saying what is the first Twingate protected resource you would like to set up. So it's asking me a whole network. I can add a single machine, or I could just add like a DNS name or something. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to select the whole network, and what you can see here is 1096.12.0. that is the network that the Twingate connector is currently running on, so that's fine. I can just leave that there for now, and if I want to add more, I can always come back in here and add the other subnets. It's really, really easy to do. One thing I do recommend though, if you are going to deploy this and you need to decide where you want to host your Twingate connector, make sure you host it somewhere or like on a network that has full access to the rest of your networks. That way Twingate knows how to connect to any other subnets that you have on your network. If you have any like firewalls in between any of your networks as well, you need to make sure that you configure and allow that traffic to go through. Anyway, let's continue. I'm going to add one network here for now. So let's click on create resource. So setup has been completed. Now there's another things you can do. You can add various different users. You can add more resources, like more networks, and you can enable DNS filtering. I'm just going to go straight into the admin console. So we are in the Twingate admin portal here, and there's a few different things that I want to point out. Under resources here, that is the network that we just added. Again, you can add more by just clicking on add resource. Under connectors, that is the LXC container that I have downloaded and I'm running, that you can add 2 connectors in here, so I could run another one maybe on a different Proxmox host. That way I can reboot one, and there's always going to be that connection to the on-prem network, which is good. Remote networks, this is the remote location. So this is me. I've created one right now, and it's home lab network. I can create another one in a different location. So if you ever want to connect to another location like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, another on-premise one, you can do that. You can just come in here and click through these. Under team, this is obviously the different users that you have connected. I only have one user, which is me. Devices, now you're not going to see any devices in here, and that's because I haven't downloaded the Twingate client. I haven't connected that on any of my machines. So if you want to connect back home to your network using Twingate, and you might want to download the client on Windows or a phone, this is where you can come and do it. It's pretty simple. So I'm just going to click on download Twingate. We're going to get that downloaded and installed on this Mac. Once you get the Twingate client installed, it's going to open up and it's going to ask you to log in. Once you've done that, it's going to open up at this on your top bar. I'm on a Mac, but it should open up on Windows down in the bottom right hand corner. So you can see here, this is showing my network. Now all I would have to do to connect and enable me to connect back to this resource is turn that on, and it's going to open up a browser window and it's going to authenticate me. So if I sign in again, so as you can see, that is authenticated. So if I come up here to the very top again, you can see that it is green and it shows this network, the network resource that I added previously, that is there. What I need to do is I need to disconnect from this network, and I'm going to show you that it works. So I'm going to hotspot to my phone. Okay, so this is the Proxmox window. Let me just copy that address. I'm going to open this in a private window. Let's see if I can now access that. And as you can see, that is me connected like I'm at home. Now the beauty of this is I can easily connect to Proxmox from anywhere now. If I'm out working or I'm out traveling, if I'm in a cafe or anything, I can still continue to work on Proxmox, build containers and play around with labs and continue learning. And I love that this is free. It's unbelievable. It's free and it's much easier and simple than having to manage VPNs. There is a Twingate app for your phone. There is on Android, on Apple. I have it running on an iPad. I've got it running on this Pixel, and this is brilliant. I can easily come in here and I can connect back to some of the services that I use. I use like even some containers like Plex and Audio Bookshelf and different stuff that I have running, and it just makes my life so much easier. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of Twingate. If you've used any other product, like if there's something else that's maybe better than Twingate, then let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to know. I hope this was helpful. Remember to like and subscribe because it really helps me grow this channel. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.